Now be a good girl and get in the car. I said, I have a feeling I know what you're gonna pick. I was driving and I was like, I'm nervous. I'm so scared. Okay. Whew. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jordan and I am so excited for this week's video. I have been wanting to do something like this for so long, but I never had enough bookish friends. To be fair, this is only my second year getting back into reading. So last year, I feel like I kind of just kept my head down and didn't really meet any people in person who love to read. But this year, that has changed. I definitely have tried to be more social and I've gone to a few like author and book events. And who knew it would bring me book friends? Who would have guessed? So you can probably tell from the title, but for this week's video, I'm gonna have my book friends choose my next few reads, and I feel like this will be a lot of fun. I'm very curious to see what they pick. I am also a chronic mood reader, so this is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for me because I have to read the books that they tell me to read. I can't just pick up whatever I want, but I think this will be good for me. I think I need this. I actually have one book chosen already for me. My first bookish friend, her name is Ashlyn. Her and I met through one of our mutual friends named Allie. She is probably one of the sweetest human beings that I've ever had the pleasure of being friends with. She is just so kind-hearted and down to earth and just so sweet. Ashlyn and I were texting and she said, do you want me to pick from your TBR or just a random book? Oh, which brings up a good point. I am having my friends choose books on my fall TBR. I want to make sure it's a book that I already own. I said, I have a feeling I know what you're going to pick. I sent her the photo and she goes, okay, you would be correct in that. 11/22/63 by the Stephen King. Haha. It is phenomenal, exceptional, and so genre bending. Perfect going into fall as it's a behemoth of a book, and I think long books are so cozy. This follows a man named Jake who finds a portal into the past and is presented with the mission to prevent the assassination of JFK. Can history be rewritten? Should it? Would you do it? My advice is to take your time with it and trust the process. That honestly goes for most King books, I think. What's funny is I had a feeling that she would pick this because she had recommended this book to me back in July. So as soon as I sent that photo with that book in there, I was like, I already know she's gonna want me to read this. I am so excited to pick this up. I feel like she made me even more excited after reading that. I just can tell how much she's into it, and I've been wanting to read a Stephen King book for so long, but I never pulled the trigger. Oh, maybe that joke is in poor taste because this is about an assassination. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I never picked up one of his books because I honestly thought that he only wrote horror. That is definitely like my fault. But I didn't know that he wrote outside of that genre. So when Ashlyn recommended this to me, she said that it's more mystery, historical fiction, and there's even a little subplot of romance. And I was like, oh wait, I'm intrigued. Hello, I thought I was due for a little reading update. So I'm currently dog sitting for one of my best friends, Taylor, and I obviously had to sit in front of her bookshelves because she has my dream bookshelves, just like rows and rows of books. I literally texted her and I was like, your books aren't safe with me here, by the way. Like, would she notice if one went randomly missing? Actually, probably. Anyways, I am currently dog sitting for her, so I'm spending the night with her pup, Soph, and we're having a super chill night together. And it's only, I think, like 9:30 right now. So realistically, I'll probably read for another hour tonight. I am such a grandma right now when it comes to going to bed. Like if I'm in bed by 10:30 and I'm reading, I'm passing out within like 30 minutes. Like I just cannot for the life of me stay awake past 11 if I'm reading. I'm still like in the beginning stages of this book, so I'm really hoping that the next 150 to 200 pages kind of like really suck me in, where the story really takes off, because right now I feel like the groundwork has been set and so now things are slowly starting to unfold. So I think we're gonna get to that point pretty soon here. So I figured I was long overdue for an update. I don't know exactly how long it's been since I filmed, but I definitely did want to come on here and update y'all with how far I am and what I think of the book so far. So I'm currently sitting at about like 35% of the way through, basically on page 300, which means I have a little more than 500 pages left. So I'm off today and I'm also off the next 2 days. So I have 3 days off, which I need. Let me tell you, I have had one of the busiest but also the worst weekends just like ever. I'll be fine, like I'll be good, but I'm like low-key going through it right now. But I'm trying to make more time for reading. I've been taking a little bit of a break from social media. I'll pop on like for 5 minutes a day just to like see what my friends posted and like check my own posts. But like I haven't been scrolling on social media. That coupled with me just trying to read more, like I've been okay, like I've been taking care of myself. As far as this book goes though, I am really enjoying it. Honestly, don't know what I'm going to rate this yet. Like I know I'm going to rate it highly just because of how well written it is and how captivating the story is. I just feel like there's so much left to happen, which like obviously I have 500 pages left. I'm like nervous because of how many things could go wrong with like where I'm at in this book right now. But like I think that's a good thing because it's keeping me reading and like I'm just like so eager to find out what happens next. The main character Jake is like very much committed to being in the past now and trying to see if he can stop JFK's murder. At first, he kind of did like a trial run of, can I even change the past? Like, is this something that like I can even do? And so he tried changing the past in a smaller scale, like smaller compared to like saving JFK's life, but like still in a sense of like trying to save someone else's life. He went back, he had this like trial, and then he went back to the present. He was like, you know what? Yeah, like I'm going to do this. So now he's back in the past again, and he has to be there for like a few years until he can even like save JFK's life. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. He's finally made it to Dallas and he's like, I hate Dallas. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. I have like a semi busy day today, but I should still have plenty of time to read. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated and we'll see how much I can read these next few days. So I thought I would finally give you guys an update. I want to say I'm like 70% of the way done. So I have less than 300 pages left. I don't quite know if I'll be able to finish it today, but that's actually why I came to talk to you guys, because I'm about to go for a walk. This is the first time that I've gone for a walk or even like worked out since like a week ago. And I have not had like any motivation to do anything. So feeling super proud of myself, finally have the urge to go for a walk, take care of myself. So very proud of myself for that. Also, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to go for a hot plot walk, which is something that Ashlyn came up with. And I thought that it was super fitting since this is her pick for me for this week. I'm gonna go for a very long, definitely very hot walk because it is Texas, and yes, it's technically fall, but I think it's already like above 80 degrees. I am very much still enjoying the book. A lot is happening, and I will say I find myself preferring when it's like the main character's life and when he's talking about, you know, his relationships and what he's up to, rather than when he's following Lee Oswald and like following that sort of trail, which literally is the entire point of the book. I will say Stephen King is incredible at making you feel what the main character feels and really like immersing you in the world. It's like when the character lives somewhere that he hates, or if he's in a city that he just like cannot stand to live in, you kind of have the same feeling. You feel very like restless. You kind of feel like that same energy of like, oh, I'm really enjoying his writing. This book is incredible. It's so long, but I'm not bothered by it. It feels like every word, every chapter, everything is necessary. This last 30% that I'm in, I feel like I'm gonna see everything really come together And there's already been some moments where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm scared. So, and I feel like that's really gonna ramp up here in these last few hundred pages. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. I'm getting to like the point. Everything everything that this book has been leading up to. I'm there. I'm there right now and I'm scared. Chill. Deep breath. I'm nervous. I'm so scared. Okay. Whew. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Wait. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Oh my god. Does anyone else have to like cover the like rest of the page so they don't actually spoil it for themselves, or just me? Oh my god. I feel like I need 10 years to process that. No, there's no way. There's no way. So, I don't know what happened, but I forgot to record my review for 11/22/63. So, this is future editing Jordan. Hello. I was editing this video and the footage cut from me absolutely sobbing because of the ending of 11/22/63 to then Allie picking my next read. And I was like, hold on, there's something's missing. I just forgot. It completely slipped my mind. And then I had started the next book, and then, well, here we are. So I'm here to give you my final rating and my final thoughts on this book. It should come as no surprise, and this will make Ashlyn so happy. But I am rating this book 5 stars. It feels illegal to rate it anything less because of how well written it is and because of the story that it takes you through and the emotions that it pulled out of me and like everything. Like, oh, like I so good. The ending caught me so off guard. I just was not expecting it, but it had to happen. Like it was like the ending. Like it was the only way I feel like it could really end. I don't want to say anything without spoilers, but like so like you saw me crying. Like obviously it's emotional. Honestly, I feel like I can't say too much because this is a book that you have to experience, that you have to read in order to really get it. And also like I don't want to say anything that could maybe spoil it because you have to let this book take you on this journey. Like I've mentioned before, this was the first Stephen King book that I've read, and I don't know if I would read any of his horror books, but I would definitely be tempted to read something else by him. Just his way of capturing you as a reader and making you feel like you're there with the characters and like you have a personal investment in what's going to happen. Like, oh, just unparalleled. So good, so good. I am so grateful that Ashlyn chose this book for me. This book was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed it so immensely. Proud of myself for reading an 800-page historical fiction novel slash mystery because that was something that I did not see myself doing. Big thank you to Ashlyn. Thanks for choosing this book for me. I feel like this book just reminded me that we determine our own futures and like our decisions can have such a lasting impact on our and also other people's futures. So you just have to be so intentional with your actions and your words and who you surround yourself with. It was just such a oddly touching book. So yeah, loved it so much. Anyways, that is enough rambling from me. I am gonna go back to editing. Enjoy the rest of the video. So I'm just like, hey. Hello. So now my friend Ali is going to choose my next read. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Allie, and I have a YouTube channel as well called Just Allie. I read like lots of romance, fantasy mostly.
I'm going to have you choose my next read, and I'm going to have you choose from my fall TBR. If I could find the photo, that would actually be great.
Oh, this is gonna be so hard because I've read quite a few on here. I'm torn. Okay, because I could do Crescent City, but then you'd have another big book, which I would feel bad by.
It's like what, 800 pages?
I think so.
Mhm,
Yeah. I
mhm.
also just read Not Quite Dead Yet, which I enjoyed.
Yes.
So that one was fun.
She read it without us.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. We all bought the book together, so. Oh no.
Allie's indeed staying on this.
And then I also just read Alchemy of Secrets. I would love to know your opinion on that one, which I'm intrigued by.
I genuinely don't know what you're going to pick.
Okay, I might do Alchemy of Secrets
Okay,
because I
yeah.
really want to know your review. It's very magical. Yeah, and
Like a good fall
yeah,
read?
perfect fall. Very like magical. It takes place in LA, so I like that it's like
Ooh.
magical world, but like in our world, I feel like is unique.
Okay.
And I feel like you just never know what's gonna happen next. Basically, she has until the next day to live. She's gonna die like by midnight tomorrow, unless she finds this object. So that's like the premise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But you enjoyed it.
I liked it. Yeah. I
Okay.
have like one tiny complaint, so I feel like I shouldn't say
Right,
that.
right.
But
Okay,
like,
okay.
so maybe I'm being selfish, but like I kind of want to know your opinion to know
Okay.
if you feel the same way.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll read it.
Okay.
Yay! Thank you so much. So, I don't know what happened, but I am now 200 pages into this book without updating y'all. I started this a few days ago. I only got a few pages in. I was intrigued. And then like ever since then I've been so busy that I would read like 5 or 10 pages a day. I think I started this right before I had a really busy work weekend, so that's my bad. I started today on page like 40 or 50 maybe, I can't remember exactly. And now I'm on page 200. So I will say, just like as a blanket statement, I am enjoying this book. Stephanie Garber is so incredible at creating a magical world with the words that she uses and just like the scene that she puts in your head. And I think the plot has been super interesting. So those are all the things that I'm enjoying about the book. But I don't know overall how I feel about it. At the beginning, I was pretty hooked. I was like, oh, this seems really interesting. I would say at like the 40 to 60 page mark, I was like, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot happening. I'm confused. Where is this going? I literally texted Allie and I was like, is this a me problem or is this book confusing? So that's how I was feeling, right? Of just like confused. And then I literally saved the page. On page 68, someone says, now be a good girl and get in the car. I'm not gonna lie. I had a 5-minute conversation with myself of like, should I DNF this? Look, I was already like on the fence about how I would feel, and then I read that line and I almost crashed out. I was like, oh no, I'm scared. You know what? Allie told me to read this for a reason. She rated it above 4 stars. I need to give this more time. I'm only 70 pages in, like, come on. So that's what I did, and I listened to like 2 hours of the audiobook, and I was like, you know what? Now it's like getting interesting. Like, I think I just needed to, like, instead of trying to overthink everything, it's like, let me just enjoy where the story is taking me and just not try to like solve the mystery myself, because that's what the character's trying to do, right? Let's leave it to the main character. And then before I knew it, I was like, oh, I'm kind of enjoying this. That was like all in the span of today, by the way. So like I'm definitely at the point of no return. Like I'm gonna finish this book. Definitely will finish it by tomorrow for sure, because I have like 115 pages left. Honestly, the vibes are great. I'm enjoying the magical like Los Angeles vibe, old Hollywood vibe that we have going on here. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight before I go to bed, and then I do work tomorrow, but I think if I listen to the audiobook a good amount, I will for sure finish this no problem tomorrow, and then I will give y'all my final rating and my final thoughts. I am happy to report that I finished Alchemy of Secrets. Once I really sat down with this book, it only took me 2 days to finish. Once I got past that little part that I was telling you about, I really enjoyed this book. I listened to a lot of the audiobook as I was finishing it, and I wish I would have recorded myself. Picture me, I'm in the car driving, and I have maybe a few chapters left of this book. It's almost over. There was this twist that got me, and I was driving and I was like, like, no wonder Ali wanted me to read this so that we could talk about it. There was a twist, and I didn't even know there was going to be a twist. Like, I knew something had to be uncovered, but I didn't know it was going to be like a moment. So, yeah, this book, honestly, it was kind of a roller coaster at first, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to rate it 3.5 stars. It left me more confused than I probably would have liked. I do know that it is going to be a series, so I think what Stephanie Garber was trying to do is like introduce some things that would be talked about or brought up in the later books. But I feel like there were some parts that left me confused or like trying to understand what connects to what and like who was hired to do what and who hired them and wait why and like wait what was the point of that. But overall, the writing incredible, the magical old Hollywood vibes incredible, the plot in general very interesting, such a cool concept. So overall, I did very much enjoy this. I'm so grateful that Ali chose this book for me, and I honestly cannot wait to read the rest of the series when it comes out because I'm very intrigued to see what happens next. There's like one thing that I want to talk about, but that's like a spoiler. Let me see what I can tell you. So Ali and I texted about it a bit, and I was like, "Wait, OMG, this is crazy!" And then I like texted the plot twist, and then I sent her this sticker, and I was like, "Wait!" And then I like put one of like the MMC's names, and I was like, "Wait," because there was one that like kind of came out of nowhere that I was kind of like, "Wait," and that honestly I think kind of grabbed me a bit, and I was like, "Okay, now I really have to read the second book." So consider me intrigued. That's all I'll say on that. Ali, thank you so much for choosing this book for me. I had such a fun time reading it. And yeah, that is going to conclude the end of this video. Big thank you to both Ashlyn and Ali for picking my reads for this video. I thoroughly enjoyed both, and I love when I have the same taste as my reader friends. That is always so fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed my friends picking my reads for me, and maybe I'll do something like this again in the future. But yeah, hope y'all have a great rest of your evening, day, morning. I don't know. I'm gonna go rot on my couch now. Bye.